Good evening, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I finally figured out how to turn my phone for the landscape mode. Thank you so much for mentioning that I've been filming in portrait mode. I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't even think about turning my phone because I used to record on an iPad until the criminals fried it while I was sitting on the on the sofa one day. I was never able to recover that iPad, but thank you so much. So this is landscape mode. And look who is behind me. The gang. The little foragers. My little entourage. Well, some of them. Some of them are still in the back there. Come on, guys, let's close the gate. So, how is everybody doing? It was much cooler here this morning when I woke up. It was in the 50s, and it's supposed to drop into the 50s this evening as well. It's a stark difference from it being in the 80s and the 90s. So fall is quickly approaching, and I'm really not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the cold and the ice and the wind and the snow, which is what we get here. I was under the misguided belief when I moved from New Jersey that, oh, you know, New Jersey has so much snow, that when I moved to Kentucky that we'd have nothing. Wrong. Wrong. We had quite a bit of snow last year. But I am just going to close this gate. Give you just a quick update here today. I cleaned out the older chicken coop. I can't really say it's a chicken coop. It was not an original chicken coop. The former owner, Travis, built a little village here. You might see that when I'm walking around my property that I've got all these little buildings. I didn't put the little buildings here. The only buildings that I put here are the gray ones, the newer gray ones. But after his wife died, he was so grief-stricken he wanted to keep himself busy, so he built a little village. And he had tours and stuff like that, and he actually lived up there, which is where I was supposed to live, rather than down here in the little village. That's another story for another time. But so today I was basically weeding my raised beds, planting in some sweet potatoes. I know I'm late. Some sugar snap peas. What else did I plant? A couple of bush beans. I had planted these in the front of my house, and these new chickens, they've been digging everything up. Like, I've kind of trained my older birds to not go in there, and they really haven't. But now these new little chickie poos, they just love it in there. They used to hang out in there all day long. They think that it's their dust bath. They roll around in the dirt, shake it out all over the place. But in doing so, they kicked up all of my plantings from 2 weeks ago. So I pretty much had to start over again. So I planted a little bit in a very raised bed, along with those sweet potatoes, and we'll see what happens. At least it's covered. I've got a lid on it so that these little critters can't get inside. But I hope everybody's having a good day. The weeding, the planting, it's just extremely time consuming this time of the year. You know, cleaning up after the plants that have died. I was harvesting. Look at that. I wish I could fly. Is that amazing? Look at that. It's not fair. Good job, guys. And grew sunflowers this year, and they actually they died back prematurely this year. I heard from other people whose sunflowers died back prematurely as well. So, you know, I cut the heads off and waited for it to dry, and I was just like shaking off and pulling off the sunflowers seeds to harvest so that I can plant them again next year. And as I was doing that, I had some help. I was sitting on my porch, and all these guys came around, and they were actually jumping all over me, stealing the sunflower seeds from me. But this is what it looks like this time of the evening. What time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock. I keep telling you about the guinea hens that cried wolf. Yeah. See, they're supposed to be singing like this when there's an intruder or they sense danger, but maybe they do. Maybe there is some nefarious person on the property and I just can't see them. What do you think, guys? What do you think, guys? Is it almost time for bed? Bandit. Bandit's a silky rooster. And Bandit was one of my first roosters. He's so sweet. He's so fluffy and sweet. He looks like a little snowball. But Tucker beats him up all the time. Tucker over there. Tucker thinks he's the alpha rooster. I guess he is. Right? But you used to get beat up by Ivory, and we gave Ivory away because Ivory was a little too aggressive with the females. It got to the point where my hens would not come out of the coop because Ivory, who was this gorgeous white leghorn, huge bird, very strong, he was destroying the females' backs. I mean, they're all bareback. They were bleeding, and actually, unfortunately, he actually killed one. He was assaulting her so badly, I had to get rid of him. But today, while I was cleaning out this coop, I knew that there was a little mouse in here somewhere because I would find empty sunflower seed shells scattered around in places where the birds didn't eat. So unfortunately, when I was cleaning it out in the corner, I uncovered a nest, and it was just such a heartbreaking thing. The mama, the little baby mama mouse, was with 3 babies, and they were nursing, suckling on her, and she got so scared that she just ran out of the coop with the suckling babies attached to her. I've never seen anything like that before. I was going to like wrap them in a paper towel and move them, but she ran out so fast. It was so heartbreaking. You know, I don't want a mouse in the chicken coop, but I felt really bad because she had a nice nest for her babies, and now she'll have to find someplace else. But see, these guys, they naturally go into the coop by themselves. The guineas, they need to be coached a little bit. They'll go in, and then if they don't all go in at the same time, like if there are 2 or 3 stragglers, the others get the idea that they could straggle out too. And then they kind of fight over where they're going to sit, you know, on the roost, on the pole. And they seem to be changing around a lot, where the bigger hens would always hang out in the corner, but now I see that they're out in front here, which is going to upset these guys when they go in. So they think that they're going to roost over here, but no, that's not going to happen, guys. We're going to have to go into the coop. So this is what it is like this time of the evening here. So I hope everybody had a good day, and please stock up on some food, buy extra food, water, supplies. It's just, you know, every time I turn on the news, it just gets progressively worse. And this is all carefully orchestrated, all carefully designed, just like the pandemic. But for those of you who who don't believe it yet, believe it. Go to the store and see how the cost of food has increased in price. So it pays to buy it now before it increases in price even more. Plus, you never know when there's going to be another emergency, another lockdown. Just, do what you can. Buy a couple more cans, some soup, some mixes, bread, vegetables, fruits, canned fruits. Oh my goodness, they're on the roof. But, I've got to get these guys in. But I hope everybody's having a good night. It is Monday evening. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, signing off.